I'm going for a walk. I've spent the past few hours working on my computer and now I feel like it's time for a break. And I've decided to invite you to join me. It's a pretty cold winter day, something like -10. And as you can see, the landscape is white. There's a lot of snow. Today I wanted to talk about what it feels like and what it means to live in the middle of nowhere. As you can see, there is pretty much nothing around me. There is space. My closest neighbor lives a couple of kilometers away. I can only see forests and fields. And that means that it's silent. There's no traffic here. This is a small country road. It's like if I hear a car approaching, it's probably someone who's coming to visit me. Right now I can hear some distant, very distant traffic noises. And a few minutes ago I heard someone using a chainsaw, but that's it. Other than that, I can only hear the squeaking of the snow under my feet. Don't you just love that sound? I think that's one of the best things about winter. And if you're like me, if you have grown up in an area where it's really cold in the winter and you get some snow, you know that the squeaking doesn't always sound the same. It's like you can hear how cold it is from the sound that it makes. If it's really, really cold, like colder than -20 degrees Celsius, then the squeak has this really high pitch. So I wanted to talk about the silence and the space, what it means to me to live in an environment like this. I have mentioned in many of my videos that I feel like it's completely possible to have a slow life in any kind of environment. It might be a bit more challenging if you live in the middle of the city, but it's doable. It's more about you than about your surroundings. But if you have landscapes like these and you just take time coming out and walking here and observing your surroundings, it means that your mind has more space. Like there's not something constantly interrupting you, demanding your attention. And also you have beauty around you. And I'm not saying that there's not beauty in the cities. Of course there is. And I love architecture and there can be so many inspiring and beautiful things in the cities. But here you pay attention to small details, like what the snow looks like and how there's this glimmer on the surface of the snow when the sun comes out, what the frozen plants look like in the winter. And right now it's getting slightly windy, so I can feel the wind on my skin. It's not too cold to be enjoying it. It feels refreshing. And I often look at the colors of the sky. When I'm looking at the sky right now, it looks like it's blue, white and blue to me. But now when I look at the screen, it's a completely different color. But in any case, I feel like all the cloud formations on the sky and all the colors, they're just something so beautiful. And this is something that I do almost daily. I walk here and pay attention to these details around me. And having the opportunity to do something like this is probably one of the main reasons that I want to live here. Having this space and peace around me. Of course, it can be sometimes a bit, well, not boring, that's not the right word, but like there's not much, stimulation or cause for inspiration if you're looking for something like restaurants and cafes and people to visit and going on a gig to hear your favorite band play. Those are all wonderful things, and that's why I like to visit in the city sometimes. But I just feel like having this space is something that suits me in this phase of my life. I also feel like this is like having walks like this is really important for my mental well-being and for my creativity. I never bring headphones with me when I'm walking because I feel like my mind needs the silence. And this is probably something that has to do with being highly sensitive. I don't know if everybody feels the need for silence like I do. But if you're highly sensitive like me, I highly recommend it that you take moments in your day when you just have space for your thoughts and feelings and don't fill every moment with background noise or information or input. I've been talking about this in many of my videos, but I feel like it's so important that it needs to be talked about more. And to be honest, I don't think it's just about being highly sensitive, because in today's world, many of us are so connected to our screens that we kind of lose connection to ourselves. And there's always something really interesting to see. Like right now, I'm looking at some footprints of an animal. I believe it has been a deer. It's fun to think about how we have this completely different world around us, like this animal world that we don't necessarily see so often, but it's still there. And I love to think about how in just a few months it will be summer and everything will be green and there will be flowers. But now it's just different shades of white. And even white is like, mostly it's something else than white. It's gray, it's blue. When the sun is shining, it's almost yellow. Looking at all those details calms my mind. My God, look at the sky. It's just so amazing. I'm afraid I won't be able to show you all the beauty exactly the way it is, because the camera doesn't really capture it as it is. So this is something that I do, or I try to do, even on work days. It's not always possible. It might be that I'm too busy, or I'm just too, like, it feels difficult to take a break if I'm inspired about something and I just want to keep going. But I try to walk almost every day, because I feel like we all need some fresh air and I need these surroundings. So now it looks like my battery is dying, so I will have to stop. But I just wanted to take you out on a walk with me, so I feel like you have enjoyed it as much as I have. And I would love to hear about your surroundings. What's the most beautiful thing there? If you go for a walk, what do you enjoy? Or is this something that you typically do? So thank you for watching. As always, remember to take care of yourself. See you in the next video. Bye.